Welcome. So check this out. Been holding on to this one for a minute. Look at the color in there. Right off the bat, look at the color in there. It's dark, but it's crazy, and it doesn't face this way like normal. Some of it is facing this way. So what we've got to do is figure out where our color bars are and how we can maximize what we can yield out of this probably 50 plus carat monster Cooper Pedy. In addition to that, we've got a piece of Mintaby. The color doesn't go through to this side, it's very narrow. We're going to try and get a little oval out of that end right there to finish up the last piece of this garbage Mintaby parcel. Also, I'm going to try and recut this one into a 13mm circle because I want to put that one in a ring, and I don't need a stone this big, and some of the color up here I don't like as much. So out of that colorful side on the right, we're going to try and get us a 13mm ring stone. Let's go. We got it where I want it. We need to peek into this thing and find out what we got going on. We've got nice bright color, big patches of it, big flagstones or whatever it's going to be. But we don't know what's going on here, so we need to open it up. That will be our task. We don't want to take out too much because if it faces this way on the face, we might have to cut some of our stones from this angle. So we don't want to remove any more than we have to maximize the size of those stones, if that's what we end up having to do. All I'm trying to do is get the skin off of it. Well, there's a color bar right there that we might be able to work with. What do we got here? We got a nice bright flash right there. Problem is it might only face right there. I don't think that it's hard to say if that color bar runs through. If the color bar is that wide, that's crazy. But if it's super thin and only right there, and we go much further, we'll start getting out of the color bar. This one's just a different piece. So we see color bar down into there and down into there, right here, right in there, right in there. But I'm still not clear on whether that's facing like this. I think it is. I think, like I said, instead of the color bar and this one being this way, I think it's this way. So we really have to, when we got to cut our stones, then we can only cut them the width of the color bar. It looks like it's wide here and then next down and then widens up and then next down. So there's color up in this, but not real bright color. Yeah, I really feel like there might be something right there. might be a color bar right there that we could cut here and get a couple of earring stones or something out of. This is just a crazy color bar. This thing is crazy. Okay, so I think we have a color bar here. We cut that right there and get a small high domed gem right there. We cut it right here and start going down to, so I think maybe we cut it right here. It seems like it'd be pretty safe to cut it right here and then see what we can get here and then work it down and see what we get this way, because it's slightly wider this way than the color bar is wide this way, except for maybe right here. But I think we still have to face from here. None of these are going to be big stones, but they might be very pretty if we just position ourselves correctly. I'm just kind of looking to see how this less bright color bar right here is going to face. I don't know if that one's going to face well enough to do us any good. We might end up with a stone right here. That's almost all color bar. And then a stone here and a stone here. So it's a very untraditional kind of weird cut. And I think that we start it by making this cut right here and probably this cut right here. We could take that down, but we can cut it here just in case there's enough color here to be usable. So let me make those cuts. No color on that end. No color on that end. Might be another. I kind of like these as pendants as long as it shows enough color. Could easily set a pin there and pendant mount that if it's going to face well enough to look good as a pendant. So that's a possibility. Alright, so that's all we're going to do on this wheel. Not looking real promising to face this with anything, but we'll see. Alright, the next piece is this piece that was kind of that pale bar. It's there and it faces, but it's not going to be very bright. But look at that, it's got red. Huh. Sometimes you get these color bars that have everything but the brightness, and they can be frustrating. Alright, but this is where I hope the bulk of our value is going to come from. And I mean, this color bar is pretty thick here. Taking the sand off the face. Mostly potch right there. I'm not sure what to do about this. I don't really see any cuttable stone here. This color bar just kind of ducks and weaves all over the place. I guess you could probably take that right there. You could take that piece right there. Heck, the whole, I mean, you can't even really take the whole top right there and make that a high dome because you got only potch here. But the color face is really nice up here. Make that the top right there, or make that the top. We could make a stone right there. I think that's the play. The only other option I see is kind of another pendant, but I don't really like that. It's kind of big and it's mostly potch except for here and here. So maybe we try for a stone here and a stone here. That color bar goes. Surely there should be a way to utilize this and get a stone, right? And we got red right there. See that red? How do we get that? How do we get it out? I see red all the way up through there. But it's just that sliver. There's nothing to face it to. It only goes back to here. This is the color bar from heaven and hell. It's got all the colors. It's got decent brightness. And it goes nowhere. That's the red I want right there. How do we get that stone? Let's think about that for a second. What can we get out of this one? If it's gonna face, look at the color that's there. Just can we get that to face? Little high dome piece there and a high dome piece there. That would make this the bottom, like that angle. leaning more toward a little free hung pendant. Alright, let's go back to this one. It's just the best color of the reds right there. I mean, the brightest color is here, but the reds are right here, and it's just a thin, very thin strip of color with potch clear up into here and a potch clear. So, I mean, the potch comes up to here. The color bars ends right there. Well, I was hoping that right there would be our face, but look at it, died immediately. That can't be the face. Gosh, some of these are tough. We cut it right there and get this stone. I'm looking into this to see if there's any other avenues to get to the color. What do you do with color like that that's like that? If you got a little stone right there, you'd waste most of it. Guess maybe they would call this one a carver's piece. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and eat dinner and think about it for a minute and come back. Because look, there's another piece of color that dives down and then bobs up. Okay, put a pin in it for now. Dang it. I think we're just going to try for that face right there. That's really all we can do. We got potch right there, potch right there. There's color everywhere and potch all over in it. That color right there pretty much has to go away because it's not connected to anything else that I can save. except for with that little line. And that's my top. Alright. I'm going to try and end up with a stone right in there. What we do with this piece, I don't think I do anything with it right now. I don't know what to do with it. I mean, I can take it down to right there, but it's so tiny by the time we get there that I'm not sure it's it's worth ruining that. Trying to see if we can make something that would be a pendant that would be worth wearing. Narrowing it down to just where our color bar is. I don't mind that cut right there. Kind of funny what subjectively is it pleasing to the eye. I didn't like the way it was before. There's got to get off you got to take the sharp edges off because those really cause cracking. Alright, there's our little ring stone. Dop it up, get it cut to that size of round, and I think we will have our 13mm ring. This was a big old, this one's been cut now. This is the third time I've cut this piece. It developed a crack when it was at its biggest, over 20 carats. We'll probably end up with a 4, maybe 5 carat piece here in the end. But it'll finally be something. All right. There's our ring stone. 13mm, it's pretty good sized. Lots of red in it. Blue. I'll tell you right now, a circle is the hardest one to cut freehand. But that's going to be a beautiful ring. Tell me what you think. Here we are. They're sort of sitting as pendants. I wasn't sure what else to do with this one. But I like it. I like the shape. Just the overall. There's that one. This one's a little bit similar. A little bit more pin fire on this one. More broad flash on the other one. But all the colors in them. This one could be cut into a gem probably easier. Our little broad flash one, I bet you we're carat and a half. Carat and a half, maybe. Maybe carat. Oh, knocking on 2, 1.88. And then our ring stone that we cut. Mostly red, little blue, orange, however you want to see it. I was hoping for 5 on this one. I don't think we're quite hit 5. 4.5. Still a very nice size stone, large stone. Doesn't make it to giant, but it makes it large. Let me show you what we're doing with this one. All right, so our ring stone. Just going to go in this ring right here. Pardon my hands, they're still covered in polishing paste. It's going to go something like that. All I have to do is push those prongs in, and then like I said, I usually put some UV clear glue on the back right there, just as a little bit of reinforcement so that they don't fall out. I'll set that and show you as soon as I'm done, because I have to go out and get the glue. I forgot it outside. I've been using it for dopping. So this is UV resin. I don't like this stuff because it's, I think, a 5-second resin, and it goes too fast for dopping. I would look at something more like a 30-second or a 60-second one. I've kind of gotten used to it, but when I buy some more, I won't buy this kind. I just put just enough to cover the back, let it run out to the edges. Sometimes I feel like it's flat back there. Hit it with the UV light. This 30-second stuff will literally be nearly crystal hard in 30 seconds, in 5 seconds. And that's all it takes. Some of it might seep up around the edges, so I want it to gel where it's at. It just gives it a good, bond, so that when life happens, it doesn't just fall out on the person who's wearing it. Let's see if we're hard. Yep. You can see that. This light right here isn't as powerful as the one that I have out in the shop that I use. It'll dry it quicker, but this one's just about got it. Anyway, so there we are. Pretty simple, straightforward. There's a way to turn that 4.5 carat opal There are some people that would buy that opal just as an opal, but there are far more people that would buy that as a ring. It's a size 7 woman's ring, obviously. Anyway, I like it. Tell me what you think.